Hi, I'm Vrinda Rana and today we'll talk about Minamata Bay and Minamata disease that occurred in Japan in 1950s and 1960s. The objective of this presentation is to talk about a brief history of Minamata Bay, causes of the Minamata disease, and discussion about the Minamata disease, environmental and its social implications. The table of contents are a little brief about Minamata Bay history, Minamata disease overview, bioaccumulation of methyl mercury, the disease symptoms, chronology of Chiso's caused pollution, death statistics and victim compensation, environmental cleansing data, cost of damage by Minamata disease, and the lessons learned. Minamata Bay is located on the west coast of Kyushu Island in Kumamoto Prefecture, Japan. Minamata is a small factory town in this bay. The coastline has very rich marine life and it is also used as a spawning ground for fish and shellfish. The Chiso Corporation is a Japanese chemical company and supplier of liquid crystal, which is the main raw material for LCDs. However, Chiso is best known for the 34-year long pollution that it caused in the water supply in Minamata, resulting in thousands of deaths and diseased victims. Minamata disease overview. In 1950s and 60s, Chiso Corporation dumped highly toxic waste in the Heiken harbor. The toxic chemical waste was methyl mercury, which bioaccumulated in the fish and later was consumed by the inhabitants. This affected more than hundreds of thousands of people. Some died and some had lifelong consequences to bear. The affected individuals developed skeletal-muscular deformities, lost the ability to perform motor functions, lost vision, as well as hearing and speech capabilities. Severe cases included insanity, paralysis, coma, and even deaths within the few weeks of the onset of symptoms. Bioaccumulation of methyl mercury. Methyl mercury is a highly toxic compound and it is produced by the acetaldehyde manufacturing process that was being done in the Chiso factory. Due to being dumped in the water body, it was consumed by the fishes. These fishes were the main seafood for inhabitants there. That's why it was later consumed by humans, and that is how it went up to the human in the food chain to the human level. The Minamata disease symptoms. High to medium doses of contaminated food and water caused infertility and congenital diseases, including encephaly and spina bifida. It led to poor physical growth, mental retardation, impaired speech, muscle tone abnormalities, and constricted visual fields. Chronic poisoning led to numbness, slurred speech, deafness, poor vision, hypersalivation, drowsiness, and restlessness. It has been linked to autism, chronic liver disease, and cancer. Hypertension and autoimmune disorders were also seen, and severe poisoning led to death within a few months. Now we'll look about the chronology of Chiso's caused pollution. In 1925, the local fishing corporation was compensated as the fishing catch decreased. In 1950s, behavioral changes in birds and marine life was observed. In 1950s and 60s, Japanese medical journal reported human cases. In 1956, methyl mercury was declared as the cause of disease. In 1958 to 60, English medical journal reported the human case. Now the world was actually getting to know about what's happening in Japan. In 1959 and to 69, Dr. Hosokawa experimented to find the real cause and treatments. In 959, the cyclator was added in the plant. It removed mercury, but not methyl mercury. In 965, fishing was banned in the Minamata Bay after similar cases being reported in Niigata, Japan. In 968, the plants producing acetaldehyde were all seized. In 1970, Japan Water Pollution Control Act allowed no detectable mercury or methyl mercury in wastewater. In 1997, finally, the Minamata Bay was declared free of mercury. In 2004, Japanese Supreme Court ruled that government shares equal responsibility for any epidemic that breaks in the country. Coming to the death statistics and victim compensations. A large number of cases were there. However, only a very few of them were reported. 100,000 victims were present, out of which only 10,000 unofficial cases were observed. Out of these cases, only 3,000 cases were officially reported and 1,800 confirmed deaths. Initially, $66,000 was awarded for the deceased and also for a few survivors. And as of 2014, most of the victims have received their financial compensation depending upon the extent of their disabilities. Environmental cleansing after Minamata disease. Cleaning the whole ecosystem of mercury deposits was the aim. Apart from effluent control, environmental restoration was also done. The land area was cleansed and huge amount of sludge was disposed. As you can see on the bar graph, we see the treated area and also the volume of sludge disposed in landfills and rest areas. The cost of damage created by Minamata disease. It was huge. The total damage cost was 12.63 billion yen per year. The health damage cost out of this was 7.67 billion yen per year, which was almost 61% of the total costs. The other costs incurred were for environmental damage and fishery damage. Apart from all these costs, the cost for pollution control and preventive measures were also incurred that amounted to 0.12 billion yen per year. Now, the lessons learned from this whole incident. Environmental protection is of utmost importance when it comes to healthy human and animal life. The Minamata case serves as a warning against polluting the ecosystem and have various lessons for different entities, for corporations, for political and individual. For corporations, they should strictly abide by the laws and quality assurance when it comes to waste disposal. They should not be manufacturing substances that are difficult to dispose. They should also be socially responsible towards their employees and their dependents. Coming to the political entities, there should be stricter regulations on waste disposal by the factories. There should be strict regulations on safe water and food parameters, and regular checks should be done to ensure quality. On an individual level, we should be responsible by not contributing to polluting the environment. We should keep a check on polluting and motivate others to do the same. Reporting of any such incident without thinking of the short-term monetary benefits. Here's a list of all the references that have been looked into while preparing the presentation. Thank you.